rain? God, it's coming down like cats and dogs out there. I just had to run across the yard to get these out of the shed. They're inside the scooter helmet. I had to throw on a wax jacket and I got completely soaked. Like my jeans are totally soaked. And the jacket's hanging up in the shower downstairs because it was just dripping wet. And all I did was sprint across my yard, and my yard's not that big. But good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am Jeff Grant Media, and today's Real User Review. We are going to take a look at the Sullivan Glove Co. Elk Roper gloves. Now, the Sullivan Glove Co. did send me these as a sample for review, but all the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I do not share this content with them prior to publication. They will see this when you do. In addition to that, there is an affiliate link in the description box down below. If you're considering buying these gloves or any other product from Sullivan Glove Co., please consider using that link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do earn a small commission from that sale, and all that money goes back in the channel to help me produce more content so consumers can make informed purchasing decisions. So, I'm going to be honest, I did not get to wear these as much as I had hoped. Now, my intentions with these and what I have used them for are riding gloves. I'm gotten sick of buying a new pair of like Joe Rocket or Icon or Fox or any number of motorcycle gloves. Usually I buy a pair. I'm super lucky if they last me 2 years. Usually I get a season out of it. So every season I'm buying a new pair of gloves. Whether I spend, $25, $30 or $100, I get like a season, maybe two out of them, and they just wear out. I've got, I don't even know how many pairs on the shelf in the shed that are just full of holes in the fingers or just weren't comfortable at all. Just basically garbage that I need to throw out, and it's just been clutter in the shed. So I got sick of doing that, and I got an opportunity to take a look at some Sullivan Glove Co. Now, they do offer a couple of different options for gloves. They do offer a lot of work gloves. I do wear gloves when I'm working, but I don't wear them a lot. It depends on what I'm doing. And usually I'm wearing them when I'm playing around with concrete or in the dirt or doing like mass cleanup. So I will wear something that's got like a double palm and thicker fingers. But for me, honestly, gloves are a hard thing to buy because I can never find a pair that fit. Now, I will say these Elk Ropers, these fit me really, really good. I'm actually really, really surprised at how well these fit me. There is a little bit of room at the tip of some of my fingers on each hand, but for the most part, these fit great, and I think these might be the best fitting pair of leather gloves I've ever had. Now, in another life, if you've seen any of my other videos, I've talked about this. I worked at an Army Navy store for like 15 years, so I sold a lot of gloves, and a lot of those gloves that we sold were leather gloves. We sold military style gloves. I sold Carhartt gloves. I had a pair of insulated Carhartt leather gloves that fit pretty good, but that was the only pair of leather gloves that ever came close. So I was a little skeptical. They do have a size chart. They teach you how to size your gloves. It's pretty simple to do. You basically take a measuring tape, you wrap it around your hand at the thickest part of your hand, and then you get your size. And I come in at about 8 1/4. Now, I consulted their size chart, and according to that, I am a size small, but I checked their recommendations, and both the Buffalo and the Elk, they recommend that you size up one size because of the thickness of the leather. I did so, and I was a little skeptical because, again, like I said, I usually have a problem with the fingers. The finger length is usually way too long on leather gloves. So when I came in at a small, I'm like, you know what? I've probably been buying my gloves are way too big my entire life. So when I sized up to a medium, I was like, man, I'm gonna have that same problem. But it's not the case. I do have a little bit of room, mostly in my index finger, but the rest of the fingers, they fit pretty good. So that one size up fits great. They feel really, really good on the hand. And I have plenty of dexterity. I can grab my drink, I can grab my phone up, I can do just about anything. I can grab, there's this little birthday card that Miss Hazel Fantastic made me. It's sitting on my desk. Grab this, like thin pieces of paper. I have dexterity. I can grab things. I can pick things up. So going on the recommendation and getting a size medium worked for me. Now, the Elk Ropers come in at $85 USD. They are available in both black and gold. They are made from a 4 to 5 ounce American elk leather. These are an unlined glove that is drum dyed in the US of A and are made in Bend, Oregon. So I've now gotten a few rides on the scooter, only maybe 4 or 5. We've had a pretty crappy spring. It's been raining nonstop. Last weekend we had a little bit of a break, but I spent most of that doing a project in the backyard, and then I basically messed up my back, so I didn't have a chance to really ride too much. But the preceding couple of weekends, we did have some breaks in the rain, so I did tool around on the scooter. I didn't go very far, but I got out on the scooter. It felt great. Got some wind in my hair. Okay, I don't really have much hair. I cut it all off, so I don't have a lot of hair. Also, I'm wearing a helmet, but I got to feel the breeze on my skin and cruise around for, 20 minutes one day, 45 minutes another day. So I did get a couple of rides in them, and they were great. I can work the throttle. I can grab my brakes. It's a 50cc motor scooter, so I don't have a foot brake or a clutch. I have two hand brakes, front and back, are both hand brakes, so I can operate my brakes, I can operate my ignition, I can turn the key on and off. I have full range of motion. The only thing I didn't try was putting my helmet on, because usually I sit on the scooter, I throw my gloves on the bottom, I put my helmet on, and then I put my gloves on and I go. So that's the only thing I didn't try to do, was put my helmet through the D-rings and tighten that down. But everything else I've tried to do with them has been great, and they were comfortable enough to wear. Now, one of those days it was quite warm. It was probably in the low 80s, and the humidity was starting to kick in, so I did have them on in the heat. Now, that was probably one of my longer rides, I'd say 30 to 45 minutes. So I was only out there for 30 to 45 minutes. I was fine. One of the things that I was also concerned about was wearing leather gloves in the heat of the summer. Now, it's not 1,000% humidity and 90 degrees, which we will end up getting that type of weather here. So I can't say how comfortable these will be to wear on a longer ride when it's that hot and humid out. They're not going to breathe nearly as well as some sort of textile glove would, but in the one instance where I did wear them when it was quite warm, at least for me, this time of the year, 80, like 82 and moderate humidity is quite warm. I'm not used to heat yet. I was fine. I was driving around, sitting at city driving, so I was sitting at a couple of red lights. I wasn't overheating. My hands weren't getting all sweaty and clammy. I was fine in that temperature. Again, I can't speak to what they're going to be like in the summer when we finally hit that heat and humidity, but for the temperature range I think I rode in these was probably in the 60s. Yeah, probably like the low 60s to right about 82. And I'd say most of that riding was probably in the mid 60s, wearing jeans and a jacket. Only that one day it was quite warm, but they were comfortable enough to wear. Again, I can operate all of the controls on the scooter. Everything was fine, a-okay. So comfortable to wear. Good dexterity. They're made in the USA, both the leather that is used to make the gloves and the man hours to actually produce the gloves, all American made. Now, the price point at $85 is fair. I'd say, going back to my days at the Army Navy store, the leather gloves we sold, I think the one pair that I'm thinking in my head, I'm pretty sure they were American made. We sold those for like 30, 35 bucks, and that was like, 20 years ago. So I'd say that like 30 bucks back then would be pretty equivalent to an $80, $85 pair of gloves these days. So I'd say the price is fair, especially, again, fully American made glove. Comfortable. They're fitting really, really well. They do have a variety of different options. These also come in gold, and if you don't like the black, my black helmet, black riding jacket, everything's black for me when I'm on the scooter. I know, not the safest thing, but I don't know. I guess I was going for cool points when I mocked up the scooter and made everything red and black. So it was more cool points than it was for safety. But the comfortability, the wearability has been great. I hope to be able to wear these a lot more in the coming months, or hopefully coming weeks if the rain will stop. But yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with them. For the little bit of use I have had in them, they've been great. I've been loving them. I did consider maybe wearing these to do a little bit of work, but I don't do a lot of work in gloves unless I'm doing something that I feel like I'm going to destroy my hands, in which case I'm usually buying double palmed and cheap gloves, because if I'm going to destroy my hands, I'm going to destroy my gloves, and I'd rather destroy a cheap pair of Harbor Freight gloves than a good pair of gloves, especially ones that I intend on wearing on the scooter. So I did not do any actual work, although I was tempted. These are going to be my riding gloves. So I will report back, though, in the middle of summer. Give me to like maybe July, and I'll do a checkup when I got some real heat. And I've been wearing these quite a bit in that heat, and I'll let you know how well they wear and feel once it's blazing hot outside, because what else am I going to do? Take the car with the air condition? No, I'm going to drive the scooter when it's really hot outside and bake in the sun. So that, if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications the next time I post a brand new video. Good night.